Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Oscar Bevis for IFL TV. Ashley, pleasure to meet you, my friend. Thanks for giving me a little bit of your time. Yeah, it's always madness on a Misfits fight week, and the buzz just starts to pick up on the opening workout day.
Yeah, 100%. You've got a load of content creators from all over the place who are coming in. Obviously, everyone's got their own personalities. Everyone knows how to turn it on in front of a camera as well, I guess is what we do. Plus, you've got the added nerves of we're about to fight. And obviously, not being that experienced, it kind of pumps that up even more. And then you have some people like Fez Batista coming in with Transformers as well. So yeah, it all goes a little bit bonkers.
Yeah, you kind of never know what to expect. It's not new, Misfits now, but one thing that's always intrigued me is that with content creators, you get in front of a camera and you kind of pick what you put out and you pick how you portray yourself. But there's nowhere to hide in the boxing ring. You can get knocked out, you could get beat, you've won, you've lost. It's a mad thing, really, the fact that these people who kind of get to pick their own destiny in their content creator worlds are just stepping in to the ring. I still find it mad, even though Misfits isn't a new thing now.
Yeah, it's a big risk. And even for myself, like, I'm somebody who, like, I've got pride, super competitive. And in my first fight on Misfits, I fought against somebody who had 8 professional MMA fights and 5 professional boxing matches, and I got knocked down in the first 5 seconds. It was literally the first punch, bang, and I was on the floor. And that clip is on the internet, and I can't erase it, and it's just there. But that's the risk that we take, right? And somewhere along the line, we fall in love with the sport of boxing for what it is, and you pick yourself up, and in my case, you pick yourself up and you get through the fight. And in other cases, even if you lose, you pick yourself up and you go again. And yeah, I think some people just do it for entertainment, but there's a few of us that have genuinely fallen in love with pugilism, and we've fallen in love with the art of boxing, and we want to get better.
Yeah, just talk to me about that first fight with Pretty Boy. So, obviously 3 wins since then, and you looked brilliant last time out against Halal Ham. But when you were on the deck after that 5 seconds, did you have that kind of moment where you thought, crap, I really shouldn't have done this?
Yeah, 100%. There were moments in that fight. So obviously, like, for context, anyone's watching, as I said, I got hit with the first punch and I went down. It was not a good start. But I managed to get through to the end of the fight and I lost it on points. But there were moments in that fight where I was thinking to myself, I can't win this. Like, I'm doing the count in my head of the rounds, right? And I'm like, if I don't knock this guy out, I can't win. And the momentum was saying I probably wasn't going to get a knockout. But it was tough, and I knew even before I got in there that it was a big challenge and that I didn't have the experience to be in there. But sometimes, excuse my French, you just got to say fuck it in life and give it a go, because there was also a chance, maybe only 20%, but I might have gone in there and chinned him. So I thought I've got to give it a go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, 3 wins since, and coming off the back of a brilliant performance against Halal Ham, I guess you must feel the best you've ever felt about the sport of boxing.
Yeah, as I said, I've fallen in love with it and I'm learning on a consistent basis. It's ironic because the more I learn and the better I get, the more I realise I'm absolutely awful. So it's like you have a sparring session or you do something in the gym and you're like, yeah, I'm mustard right now. And then you'll go and watch Joe Cordina and be like, look at that. Do you know what I mean?
We're talking about Joe Cordina.
But that's the point, right? It's like sometimes I think as humans we can get kind of cocky because you're just beating somebody in the gym who's an amateur or something. But then you watch Joe Cordina, Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, and it really does show you, like, nah, you know absolutely nothing. So I feel great because I know I'm learning, but I still appreciate there's a long way to go. And the fight I've got on Saturday is going to be way harder than the last 2 that I had. So that's going to be interesting.
I love it, the chase for greatness, isn't it? Just realising what you got to do to get there. So what are we going to get in the ring on Saturday? I don't like asking for predictions because I've never asked anyone for a prediction who hasn't told me they're going to win. So there's no point in that. What are we going to get in the ring?
I'm going for a unanimous draw, personally.
No, there's a first for everything.
The guy who I'm fighting against is really aggressive. He's a come-forward fighter, used to be a sprinter, very, very fit, and just keeps the pressure and the intensity on. So my training camp has been a lot of being prepared to meet him with that. I'm dropping down in weight for this. So whilst he is hyper-aggressive, I'm actually going to be bigger than him in the ring. So it's going to be a bit of a game of, does his aggression work with me? Because it's worked with other people, but he's always been the stronger guy. In this, I think I will be the stronger person. So can I stop him from using the tactics that he normally does and make him have to fight in a way that he's not comfortable. And if I can do that, then I think I win pretty comfortably. If I can't do that and he is still comfortable coming forward and fighting in the pocket, well then, God, we're going to have a war and one of us is probably going to hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm praying for a war. So apologies. So when you're to win, if you're to win, it's 4 on the bounce. I know I'm not going to say they're looking for a new face of Misfits, but kind of in the aftermath of KSI and Tommy, I guess they're kind of going to want to push people towards that KSI level. 4 good wins on the bounce. I mean, are we looking at you as kind of moving into that next bracket of kind of your elite Misfit stars now?
If I win this fight 100%, this is like, for anyone who knows and is really invested in the space, as far as around the middleweight division goes of actual content creators, this fight is the highest level one that there is out there. Do you know what I mean? We are 2 people we both only lost once to pros. When we fought against content creators, we've won them all. We've only lost when we fought against people who have had professional boxing experience. So that kind of tells you where we're at. So the winner of it gets propelled forward. So for me, Slim is the champion in the middleweight division. I'll be looking at going after that. And then I think I also acknowledge that you don't get to be a star in the space just by being good at boxing. It's the content and the stuff that you do around it as well. So for me, I'm trying to focus on that and the fighting.
You've always got a microphone in your hand or a camera in your face, though.
Yeah, because I want the big fights, and I just know that you don't get the big fights just from being good at boxing. Do you know what I mean? This is the influence of boxing. That's the difference. It's not a WBC ranking that are going to order a mandatory for the. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to do both sides of it. So I'm trying to work as hard as possible in the gym and in front of the camera, so that I can build myself up to that, because that ultimately is what I want.
Yeah, brilliant. Can I ask? I'm going to say the elephant in the room, but the tooth.
Yeah.
So a couple of people told me he'd been knocked out in sparring. Then someone showed me an Instagram video. I wasn't too aware.
Yeah, no, I was sparring with a bear. I went to Dagestan because I feel like that's where all the best fighters are. So I was with a bear. I pissed him off a little bit. He went to.
Your nose just went like that.
What, you don't think that a Dagestani bear took my tooth out?
I rate you. You're a good fighter. But come on.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
This means that the real story is you walked into a door or something. Because you don't want to tell me the real story, so I know.
You're not far off. You're actually not far off.
So what can we know? Is it sparring?
No.
I think I'll leave that. We'll leave that one for fans to guess.
I'll reveal at a later date. I've got to set it up properly.
Reveal in the victory speech. Ashley, pleasure. Thanks for giving me some of your time. Wicked. And just a quick one on Miles, actually, before we go.
Yes.
Nervous, excited, both?
Excited. I was nervous a few weeks ago because I think when he started, so people think I'm a good athlete, right? And I've always been pretty sporty, played a decent level of non-league football, did athletics, whatever. And people look at me and they're like, yeah, look at him, he's athletic. Miles is way more athletic than me. All our lives since we've been growing up, he's always been faster, stronger, bigger, all the rest of it. So he's a potential monster in this space. The only reason why I was nervous was at the start, I think he was kind of taking it for granted a little bit, and he wasn't working that hard, he weren't taking it seriously. But when he started sparring, I saw something click. I think once you take a couple of punches, you suddenly go, oh, okay, this is real. And then he pulled his finger out. He's been working really hard, sparring really well, and I no longer have any reservations at all. At this point, I can't see a world in which DTG wins a fight, to be honest with you. It's just a case of how easy the fight is for Miles.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.